And a reminder, ACC basketball coming to WBBZ January 4th at noon, Pitt at NC State. We've got some great games coming up in January and February right here on WBBZ. Right now, Buffalo Bills punter Brian Moorman on the program, and we had Brian on this summer, and at that point, you were a man without a team.
Right.
And now you're back here in Buffalo. We're going to talk about some of the great things, but first off, it's so, we've got a couple of weeks ago, we got Pat LaFontaine and Ted Nolan return to town, which those guys were kind of before your time.
I don't know if you can put me in that kind of category.
But, to have somebody come back, how did that all come about?
Well, it's just they obviously had a need over there. They felt like they wanted to make a change in that position. And I had a text message from my agent about midnight that night that they'd made that decision. And I woke up in the morning, got that, and just went in and asked my wife, how do you feel about going back to Buffalo? And called him back and said, how quick can we get there? So, of course, we wanted to come back as soon as we heard, and we're thrilled to be here.
And your first punt, which went out at the 1 yard line, you were so pumped. You got like a standing ovation.
Well, that was just a dream come true. That's just like you lay in bed, can't sleep the night before, and you just imagine, okay, if I just hit it just perfect, get it out at the one, and the fans cheered as I walked on the field. I was like, oh wow, no pressure, don't miss hit this one, and it just came off my foot nice and went exactly where I wanted to go, and then got a great hop, and our outside gunner out there let it go, and he just had confidence that it was going to go out of bounds. Everything just worked out perfectly, and it was just how we drew it up.
What's different now that you're back?
I like our team. I like where the direction the organization is going. I know that frustration has set in a little bit with these last couple games. I know that that's not how we wanted it to go the last couple weeks, but I do believe in Coach Marone and Doug Whaley and Russ Brandon, the direction they're taking. I mean, because I got to see it from the outside for those first 5 games, and I could see it on TV, the difference in the team, and then when I showed up in the locker room, I could see the difference even more so. So I believe in it. I believe in where they're going and where they're headed, and I'm glad to be part of it, and I hope to be part of it in the future.
Well, it has seemed like a different team, a different atmosphere, which is why I think the last 2 weeks have been so frustrating.
Yes, yeah, and it is definitely. I think frustrating is the right word for it, because this team's too good to have obviously things didn't go our way in Toronto, and then this last week on the road is the frustration really sets in after that. But we got some great leaders in the locker room. I know that we have those discussions, make those corrections, and then make this next trip to Florida and come back with a victory.
For a brief second, it looked like you might have been injured in that game. You really took a hit to the leg. Just stretched it back out. What was the result of that?
Luckily, I'm very flexible. I actually was very lucky that my foot wasn't still on the ground. Had it been planted in the ground, I think it would have been a different story. But I'm lucky that I came out of it unscathed for the most part. A little sore, a little whiplash, a little soreness in the body, but it'll be out in time, and we'll be back to practicing this week.
Sometimes punters have to act a little bit if it looks like if you're even just brushed, but there was no acting.
I didn't have to do any acting in that one. No, it was more like sit here and take a full assessment of the whole body, make sure all my pieces are together, and I came out of it okay.
Bud Carpenter check you out when you walked off the sidelines?
Bud and his crew, they're great.
Okay, so you come back to town, and of course you were here this summer because you've been very involved with Roswell and raising funds, and you do a lot of work up there with the pediatric ward. And so you come into town, and we've got some photos of this. You're expecting to surprise the kids on the floor like I'm back. But they reversed that, and we've got photos here. They're waiting for you.
Yeah, that's the thing. We've got our foundation here, the Punt Foundation, and we try and get up there and visit the kids as much as we can. And so I went up there on my first Tuesday back, and just wanted to come in and say hi to them all and see all the nurses and the great doctors and everybody that we've gotten to know over the years. And sure enough, they've got signs and cards and confetti and everything else. It was a shock, and it was great to see everybody and have an opportunity to say hi, and they made me smile that day for sure, as they do every time.
That is it's a special place, and for the people that really work there, I mean, you can't but give your heart to that when you see those kids in there and the help that they need.
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing facility, and they do such a great job. You talk to so many people that have great stories from there, and just how they, and I can't imagine having to go every day, day in and day out, and see that, see the children that are suffering from this. And but believe it or not, you come out of there smiling because the children are always so positive, and they really make you kind of put life in perspective, and really makes you think. And I've always told people that, I go in there on a Tuesday and maybe I had a bad game or a bad kick or something like that, and I go in and I see them and they make me feel so much better. And you'd think that, it's like, how can I be so upset about a bad kick whenever this child is in here, facing this, and yet I'm worried about a kick. No, I don't.
Do you find that with the shaved head look, with the kids who, because of the chemo and stuff, lose their hair, they kind of identify with you a little bit?
Maybe that's it. I don't know. We kid around about that every once in a while. It's like, sometimes I wish I could just say, hey, I shaved my head to, support you guys. But the bottom line is it just won't grow anyway.
Yeah. Well, theirs will grow back after the treatment.
Exactly. They get that luxury.
For you, it's a fashion statement.
Yes.
All right. Now, let's go. Well, let's show Brian's website, because you've got some things coming up I want you to talk about. Talk about a little bit about what's going on and how people can help you out.
Yeah, the website's right there, brianmoorman.org, and you can see that we have different places. You can go to all of our programs that we've got in place, and right now, actually, what's going on is you can go to Barnes & Noble on Transit Road, and they're doing a holiday book drive, and they're benefiting the Punt Foundation. So if you want to buy a book and donate it, we'll take those up to the kids at Roswell and Children's, and it's been amazing. And I always talk about the people of Western New York, and this is the same as always. People coming out, and I think the first load of books, we had 40 boxes of books, over 1,500 books or something like that, and so they're expecting somewhere around 4,000 books by the end of December, because it's between now and the end of December, and it's amazing the outpouring of support that the community gives here to everybody, not just the Punt Foundation, but throughout the community, and that's why we're so excited to be back in Western New York and why we love it here.
Where were you living before you came back to Buffalo?
Well, obviously we were here until May, because I didn't know what was going on, and turned out somebody came and wanted to buy the house, and so we sold it, and didn't know what was going to happen because I didn't know where I was going to work, and so we were renting down. My family lives down in Jacksonville, Florida, actually, so we moved down there, rented a house, and I just kept training down there and kept waiting for an opportunity, and just thrilled that it's here.
So now that you're going down to Jacksonville, any requests for tickets this weekend?
Well, I mean, my sister and my nephews and brother-in-law, everybody, my parents are coming, things like that. But yeah, I got some friends that have said that they're going to be coming and everything like that. But I think this time in my career, most people know how to go get the tickets. They don't really ever end up calling me. I guess I just kind of figured it out.
We were talking before we went on the air about the fact it's unusual to have back-to-back Florida trips, but you don't mind punting in December in Florida at all.
No, it's a little cold right now here, but that's okay. I mean, playing here, and there's nothing better than playing in Ralph Wilson Stadium. I mean, and there's nothing better than playing when it was snowing. I saw the snow out there this morning. I was like, God, I wish it was game day. I just love playing in the snow, and obviously the ball doesn't go as far. My foot's cold, all that stuff, but hearing the fans cheer and scream and yell out at Ralph Wilson Stadium in the middle of the winter, there's nothing better. Well,
Brian, it's great to have you back in town. It's great to have you back on the team, and the best of luck with your fundraising, because you do so much great work, and they can certainly use it out there at Roswell too.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate you having us on, and supporting the Punt Foundation.
And there's a rumor that Fred Jackson is going to have Brian back in a couple of weeks on his show, so we'll be able to talk more, but that'll be more of a football conversation with the captain, Fred Jackson. Brian, thanks for being on the show, and good luck against the Jaguars.
Thanks so much.
Brian Moorman. Check out his website, help out. We'll be back. More UB Wrestling right after this on All Sports Western New York.